I'm Diana Steele and I'm here at Fresh Street Market in West Vancouver, and today I'm talking about sodium and sodium consumption. There was a study published in The Lancet in August of this year, 2018, that was done at McMaster University that found that moderate sodium consumption may not be so bad for heart disease risk. The study involved over 95,000 individuals in 21 countries, about 255 communities, and it looked at their sodium consumption by measuring sodium excretion over an 8-year period. So this was a significant study and had very good results. And what they found was that in 80% of the countries, more than half of the people were consuming between 3 to 5 grams of sodium per day. Now remember, the dietary reference intake, or what we recommend daily, is about 2,300 milligrams, which is about 2.3 grams. The World Health Organization recommends you have no more than 2 grams of sodium per day. Now note, no country has ever achieved 2 grams or less of sodium per day, so it's a very strict guideline. But is it, in fact, a necessary guideline? Well, when you looked at these results, they were consuming between 3 and 5 grams per day and had no increased risk for heart disease. Now, these were all individuals that did not have hypertension or high blood pressure, and they did not have a risk for heart disease at the time. The recommendations still remain for those of you that have high blood pressure to follow a low sodium diet and the DASH diet recommendations. Another interesting point was that for those countries that consumed sodium more than 5 grams per day in areas like China had an increased risk for heart disease. So eating way too much sodium, more than 5 grams, or having too little, less than 1.5 gram, also increased your risk for heart disease. Because sodium is an essential nutrient, we do need to consume that on a daily basis. So sodium is a very important thing. In order to make sure that you improve your blood pressure, one thing they did notice is that the more potassium containing foods you had, the lower your risk for heart disease. So if we could just change the recommendation to have people eat more potassium containing foods like dairy products which contain potassium, tomatoes and oranges and bananas and potatoes are really good sources of potassium. And if you enjoy eating squash, winter squash is an excellent source of potassium, as well as nuts and seeds. If we could just emphasize eating these foods rather than focusing on a single nutrient that is very difficult already and quite obviously to reduce, we might have a better chance in helping to reduce blood pressure. The other thing I recommend is to maintain a healthy body weight and to also make sure that you're exercising regularly to help maintain your healthy blood pressure. So maybe sodium's not as big of a concern if you don't have high blood pressure, but definitely eat your fruits and vegetables.